Welcome clients of InStar Alliance and fellow YouTubers. I'm trying to wrap this up. Okay, I was going to do the wrap up next week, but under the circumstances, I think I'll just finish it up now. Basically, what I want to say, this virus could have been avoided. This pandemic portion of the virus could have been avoided. And these are the thoughts that are going through the people that run the bull pits that are in Wall Street. And we're going to discuss Wall Street, and we're going to have to do it next week. But, well, that was the plans anyway. But we want to just discuss how politics affects investing. It affects investing crazy. It invests everything. It's all emotion. It's all it's totally all emotion. Stocks are controlled by emotion. These stockbrokers, they look at it, and then through their emotion, and the market moves up or down, sideways. Now, that's not all entirely true. We're going to be discussing Wall Street as a whole, but usually spikes of the three parts that I had discussed about in the very first introductory video, which is the contraction, expansion, and the trend for investing, be it stocks and even options to a certain extent, which is dealing with currencies or forex. These things are controlled by emotion in regards to how the stocks pull back and that sort of thing. Sometimes they're artificially created by the government, and we'll be discussing that next week. But my point to you is, these politics are the things that affect investing. Now, let's discuss the Democratic Convention, because that starts tomorrow. And I think that even though I happen to be a conservative, evangelical Republican, I'm actually looking forward to the Democratic Convention, because I really want to see who can help us. And the people that are going to be helping us is two people. One will be Joe Biden, and the other one is Kamala Harris. I know that Trump has been trying to tear down in every which way and form, but if he hadn't been in office, we wouldn't have a pandemic. What he's done, he's created this pandemic, not epidemic. Epidemic was created by China. The pandemic was created by Trump. Because if he hadn't been in office, and to say someone who should have been in office like Cruz, or even if Michael Pence had been the president, which I think he's done a really good job as vice president. But again, there's so much you can do as a vice president. He would have made a much better president than Trump being the vice president. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. Even if Hillary Clinton ended up going in office, emails and all, we probably would have had a lot more issues with ISIS, because Trump really did well with coordinating with Putin to control and eventually dismantle that terrorist organization. But other than that, though, we wouldn't have a pandemic. He pressed them too far. This trade war, he forced them to devalue their money twice, and we don't care about that stuff, because we live in the U.S. We don't care what happens to China. We buy their goods, but we don't care what the effects of the trade war were. And that's the problem. If Congress had had a tighter lip on this man, then some type of control. And I blame, also Pelosi as well, because she's the one who was playing around with this impeachment trial when we should have been getting ready for all-out hell to hit. And that's what hit. But like I said, we have the Democratic Convention coming up starting tomorrow. I'm not asking my clients which way to vote. I'm just telling you now, if you want even worse of a pandemic, or maybe even a next wave of virus in the next 4 years, then stick with Trump. If you don't want this, you want us to try to get some kind of unity and bring the basic morality back into the country, yes, I am a Republican saying this, by the way, then I would recommend going with Biden and Harris. Can they undo all the debt and all the other problems that we have? And we'll discuss that next week briefly, but no, they cannot. However, they might be able to get the country a little bit back on shape, at least on its moral standings, so that would cause less of the economic and political chaos that we've been getting from the White House and Trump right now. we need to bring the country back a little bit with some unity, and I think by him picking her, he's trying to make that, bold statement with it. I know Trump's been kind of cut her down the last few days here, just trying to find some sort of weakness to stab into her armor. She's pretty solid, actually. From what I can see, she's got a decent background. Used to be a prosecutor and some other things. I'm not pitching her, but I'm just saying, between her and Biden, who's been battle-worn, tested, because, Bush created the same environment. He just didn't create a pandemic, but he did create an economic blowout when he let Wall Street go buck wild with their, derivatives. So anyway, my thoughts are this. For my clients and those watching this, we need a change. We definitely need a change. Things have gotten way out of hand. We've had too many riots, and we need this unity. So next week we will be discussing this more, and have a safe week. Bye.